Oh my God! Passenger filmed a flying UFO, then this happened. Welcome to the latest video from BT Explore Beyond. As you may already know, one of the best places to spot unidentified flying objects, UFOs, is from an airplane, where UFOs are often seen hovering in the skies. But once you encounter them, what happens next? Join us as we dive into real footage captured by passengers who witnessed UFOs, and follow the story to find out what unfolds. UFO sighting in the skies over Indiana. It seems like UFOs are no longer shy about hiding. A resident of Indiana managed to capture footage of a UFO flying over his city. According to him, the UFO was hovering at about 3,000 feet before slowly ascending higher. He believes this spacecraft might be deliberately showing itself to send a message to humanity. What we can say is that this incident leaves us wondering if we're potentially facing a looming threat. UFO in the Appalachian Mountains. A farmer living near the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains noticed his livestock mysteriously disappearing. One day he stayed out long enough after dawn to witness something eerie, and the result wasn't what he expected. From the hills, a UFO appeared, just like in the movies, seemingly on a secret mission. However, it may have sensed the farmer's presence and vanished. Before he could recover from the shock of seeing the first UFO, two more appeared, one of them even moving closer to him. Terrified, the farmer stopped filming, leaving us to wonder what happened next. Hopefully, he made it through safely. An alien dream. When a group of amateur UFO hunters in Russia embarked on their next adventure, they didn't expect to stumble upon a strange object floating in the sky. While it might look like a cleverly edited trick, the group's excited reactions suggest they genuinely believed in their discovery. One of them had a high-quality camera, and when zooming in, you can clearly see the outline of the UFO. The odd part is that only when zoomed in do you notice the object moving. Later, the group lost track of the UFO, but the evidence they captured was enough to convince us that something mysterious was happening. Mysterious light in the skies over Mexico. Our planet continues to witness strange phenomena. Recently, an unusually bright object was spotted high in the sky over a remote Mexican town. This event is particularly unsettling for several reasons. First, the light was incredibly bright. Even if it were a regular object capable of shining, it wouldn't have been so visible under the sun's intense rays. Second, as some locals asked, this wasn't any kind of known device since it was flying too high in the sky. Third, it wasn't a balloon because if it were, it would have floated away in the first few seconds. So what was this? It looked eerily like a person with their arms raised. Flying object over Arizona. On July 3, 2009, residents of Lake Havasu, Arizona, spotted a strange object flying overhead. At first glance from a distance, it seemed to be round, leading people to assume it was some type of weather balloon that had gotten lost and was struggling to descend due to strong winds. But on closer inspection, they realized it had flat ends and an unmistakable resemblance to the UFOs we often see depicted in cartoons and TV shows. The UFO hovered for a while, making people wonder if this alien spacecraft was conducting some sort of reconnaissance mission, but eventually it flew off. The mysterious abduction in California skies. A few days ago, something strange occurred in the skies over California. A UFO appeared alongside some peculiar clouds. Fortunately, a camera mounted on a tall building captured the event. Not only did the UFO appear, but three floating figures also joined it in midair. Soon after, more shadowy figures emerged, and this time, they were animals. In a bizarre moment, the space around them seemed to warp, and suddenly everything vanished. It appeared that the UFO had pulled them inside, and once finished, it flew out of the camera's range. This phenomenon strongly suggests an alien abduction. Could extraterrestrial beings be gradually building a human community to control us? This question remains unanswered. A strange visitor in Canada's national park. A man camping in a national park in Canada managed to capture footage of a mysterious triangular object silently gliding through the forest. This UFO emitted light from underneath, indicating it wasn't an ordinary aircraft and could be carrying extraterrestrial passengers. The object hovered in the air, as if unsure whether to stay or leave. With the way it behaved, you could almost imagine the UFO debating whether to set up camp in the forest. Thankfully, it decided to fly off. Otherwise, we might have been facing an alien invasion sooner than expected. Space flames in Quebec. In 2018, residents of Quebec spotted a strange object in the sky, quickly stirring both fear and awe. Luckily, several people managed to record the event. This was no hologram. If it had been, those filming it would have immediately noticed. Nor was it space debris or remnants of a rocket, as no launches had taken place in the area at the time. The object glowed in multiple colors, sometimes even shifting to green. When one resident zoomed in, they noticed a faint yet distinct light pattern, suggesting this might be an alien spacecraft. This phenomenon remains a mystery that continues to intrigue many. The Avenger from space UFOs don't always take the shape of flying saucers like in the movies. Sometimes they look even stranger. When a bizarre object appeared in the skies over New Mexico, many initially thought it was a superhero. However, since that didn't seem plausible, others speculated it might be a prototype being tested by the US military, which would explain why it hasn't been made public. Yet some still believe this could be an alien spacecraft with a unique design and flight capabilities we don't yet understand. This sighting continues to puzzle and ignite imaginations. Danger from above. Think about it. Perhaps aliens have been flying above us for decades, but we haven't been able to see them because they're too far away. This could explain why more passengers on planes are reporting sightings. This particular UFO didn't expect to be caught on camera, so it didn't even bother hiding behind the clouds. It seemed like it was scanning the area. The passenger who recorded the video believed the UFO was equipped with an advanced scanning device capable of gathering information from a distance. Does this mean we're in trouble? Quite possibly. The camouflaged object. Maybe you're tired of seeing strange objects flying through the sky. Well, here's something different. This one was flying just above the ground. I can't be sure if this was an object or a person somehow finding a way to fly without any assistance. Did you notice how it was dark at first, but then changed color to blend into the surroundings? Many people believe this could be an alien flying among us, as no human could pull off such a feat. Some even speculate that this alien is here on a reconnaissance mission. But what do you think about this alien flying around? UFO in Spain. A few years ago, a strange object was spotted hovering in the clear skies of Spain. At first, it looked like a tiny dot from a distance. However, when the person filming zoomed in, a massive brownish-yellow object appeared. This object was spinning but stayed in place in the sky, with no signs of exhaust or emissions. With such characteristics, it perfectly fit the description of a UFO. Some even said the object looked like a giant ear, and if you look closely, it really did resemble an ear spinning in the sky. It was a bizarre sight that left many people puzzled. Unidentified object at the Air Force Base. At Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, a group of new officers undergoing training spotted a mysterious flying object. At first, they thought it was just a prank, but gradually it became clear that this was an unexplained phenomenon that no one could figure out. What worried them more was that this object had appeared directly above the airbase without being detected. If such an object could show up unnoticed at a military base, who's to say there aren't similar objects flying around elsewhere without us realizing? This incident made many people question what other mysteries might be happening around us. First contact in India. Recently, an unidentified flying object was spotted near a valley in Kashmir, India. Initially, those observing thought it might be a spy satellite, but if that were the case, it would have shown up on radar. However, this object was undetected, suggesting it could be using technology beyond our understanding. The object looked suspicious, almost resembling a weapon, and it may have been a warning of an impending invasion. Either way, we can feel fortunate that this event didn't occur near where we live. Flying object over DC. Who says Superman isn't real? Recently, a strange object or being suddenly took to the skies and was accidentally captured on video by a man exploring a wildlife sanctuary. Since he was hidden in the bushes, the object had no idea it was being watched. When the video was shared online, many people wondered if it was some kind of experimental aircraft. However, the flowing cape of the figure defied easy explanation. Some believe it could be a person with extraordinary abilities, capable of shape-shifting to avoid detection. Whatever the true explanation, this incident certainly sparked some fascinating questions. Flying object during an eclipse. As the solar eclipse approached its peak, many people raised their phones to capture the sky. During this time, some happened to film a strange object swiftly passing through the clouds. The object moved so fast that it was impossible for onlookers to immediately identify what it was. After the eclipse ended and the footage was reviewed, the object appeared to resemble a flying saucer. This led some to speculate that aliens may have used the opportunity of the eclipse to appear on Earth. Dark entity outside the plane. When requesting a window seat on a flight, passengers probably don't expect to encounter one of the most frightening entities imaginable, a creature resembling a Dementor. As a passenger looked out the window, they spotted a large black figure flying beside the plane. It suddenly vanished behind the wing before splitting into two parts. The passenger must have thought they had just seen a real Dementor, but afterward, she avoided looking out the window for the rest of the flight. Wormhole in Romania. A terrifying phenomenon recently occurred in Romania when the sky suddenly tore open, forming a massive hole. Those nearby could only stare in shock, unable to comprehend what they were witnessing. Some thought it might be an alien portal, signaling the beginning of an invasion we've long feared. But after staring at it for some time with nothing emerging, they realized that wasn't the case. Still, it didn't make things any less unsettling. Many speculated that this could be a tear in space opening a gateway to another dimension. Whatever theory one believes, this was undeniably a mind-boggling event, and we should hope never to see what lies beyond that door. Shape-shifting object in the sky. Witnessing something unusual in the sky is already surprising, but when it happens while you're flying at about 12,000 meters, it's downright bizarre. That's exactly what one lucky passenger near the window experienced. Looking outside, she noticed a strange object, initially thinking it might be a small plane. But within seconds, she realized this was no human-made craft. It began to move at an extraordinary speed and started changing shapes right before her eyes. Whether it was an alien entity or a shape-shifting spacecraft, this was definitely something beyond our understanding. Massive flying saucer. A viral video recently surfaced, capturing a giant flying saucer landing on the ground, surrounded by bright lights. Rumors about an impending alien invasion spread like wildfire. The location of the event wasn't revealed, perhaps to avoid attracting large crowds. However, when nothing further happened, the video left people with one big question. Was this truly an alien spacecraft or just something entirely different? Strange sighting in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is seriously weird, right? Can you see it clearly on the camera? This was one of the most bizarre sightings, even making it onto the news. The event took place a few weeks ago in Scottsdale, Arizona. Before you assume it was some kind of amusement park or massive building, reporters on the scene confirmed that wasn't the case. In fact, there was nothing there except a mysterious, blue-glowing object. If you're in Scottsdale, near McDowell and Hayden Roads, know that this wasn't a one-time occurrence. It's also been seen in Mesa and Phoenix, meaning it's not something as simple as a stray balloon. Strangely enough, instead of descending, it continued to rise and then vanished, leaving everyone completely baffled. Strange sight on the way home. Can you imagine driving home after a long day of work, only to spot something strange in the sky? We're not sure exactly where this video was recorded, but it clearly happened somewhere in the US. The people filming were certain this wasn't a normal plane taking off, nor was it an optical illusion, as the object followed them for quite a while before they began recording. When the video was uploaded, some suggested the light inside the car was just a reflection. But take a closer look. The object disappears behind the trees, ruling out any chance of a mere reflection. Mysterious orb in Mexico. We've seen many glowing orbs spotted around the world, and while they often get written off as camera tricks, try explaining this one. A couple in Mexico caught sight of a large glowing orb floating in the forest, with a smaller orb following closely behind. Whether this was some natural phenomenon or not, it's hard to explain how these orbs move so strangely. The people who recorded it believe they captured an alien spacecraft that can break apart into multiple parts to throw off onlookers, only to rejoin later. If that's true, it's a pretty fascinating discovery. Mysterious halo in Yunnan, China. Recently, something strange happened in Yunnan, China. A huge halo appeared in the sky over Dali City. At first, people thought it was just sunlight filtering through the clouds, but they soon realized that wasn't quite right. Looking more closely, it seemed like something enormous was hiding behind the clouds. Many believe this could be an alien spacecraft trying to conceal itself in our sky. Others have an even scarier theory, that this might be a portal to a magical world or another reality hovering above us, accidentally captured by a camera. Hell's Gate in the UAE, check this out. When a group of people in the UAE was heading to work, they spotted a peculiar object in the sky. Some joked that it might be a gateway to another world, or evidence that we're living in a simulation with the sky experiencing a glitch. But don't jump to conclusions just yet. This might simply be a natural sky phenomenon from that day. Regardless of the explanation, the sight was certainly chilling. Invasion in Kazakhstan. Last January, the sky over Kazakhstan lit up with a series of spheres flying in formation. The formation gradually stopped and hovered in midair. Witnesses couldn't figure out if this was a military exercise or a dark invasion. One person even pointed a laser at the sky, hoping to disrupt whatever was happening. But the group seemed unaffected. This clearly wasn't a military drill, as no aircraft can hover like that for so long. Perhaps it's time to accept that alien invasions might be closer than we think, and events like this are just the beginning. Two suns in the USA. While filming a romantic sunrise, a couple unexpectedly noticed another bright sphere appearing next to the sun. After a recent eclipse, one might think this was a natural phenomenon. However, when they pointed their camera at the sky, the moon was on the other side. These two suns were visible for a short time before the couple stopped recording. Strangely, some began speculating that this might be Nibiru, a second planet said to collide with Earth and bring about the apocalypse. If this is true, we might need to brace ourselves and start praying. Mysterious phenomenon in China. A recent short video showing a strange phenomenon in the sky over China has attracted significant attention on social media. Though it only lasts a few seconds, the video has led many to question its authenticity. However, since multiple witnesses saw the event simultaneously, it's harder to dismiss it as a hoax. Various theories have been suggested, from glowing drones to bizarre sky glitches. But without concrete evidence, this phenomenon remains an unsolved mystery. Alien abduction. Are we witnessing an alien abduction? It sounds hard to believe, but check out this video. It shows an unusual object flying in the sky, emitting a strong light and seemingly trying to lure any living creatures into its trap. The video was recorded by a resident in California who claims there's nothing like this object in the area. Oddly, this spacecraft has also been reported in Oak Cliff, Dallas, Texas, raising further questions about its origin and purpose. Strange phenomenon in Taiwan. Every day, countless strange objects fly through our sky. This footage from Taiwan shows a local group spotting an unusual blue light in the sky. Some worry it could be a sign of something from another world coming to wipe out humanity. Others think it might be a trail left by an unidentified object. However, with no additional information about this sighting, it remains an unresolved mystery. Glowing creature in Peru. As night falls, a mysterious creature begins to appear in the sky, emitting a brilliant light that quickly fades away. A group of locals in Peru were the first to witness this strange phenomenon, and they couldn't help but feel frightened. Initially, they thought it might be a kite or a balloon, but the shifting light and the way the creature changed shape led them to question its origins. Many began to wonder if this could be a sentient being capable of shape-shifting to blend in with humans. If you encounter something suspicious, be cautious. You might be witnessing an inexplicable phenomenon. Invisible spaceship. We often imagine that aliens might appear out of nowhere, but maybe they've always been here, hiding behind clouds and observing us. It seems that one of their spacecraft had a malfunction, causing its cloaking shield to fail and its shape to become visible to hundreds of people in Peru. For a while, the spacecraft silently hovered in the sky, leading many to suspect it might just be an optical illusion or a reflection. However, when an object passed by and entered the spacecraft, it was clear that what was hovering in the sky wasn't a stationary object. It appeared to be harboring mysterious passengers of unknown origin, strange light in Mexico. As clouds parted and sunlight streamed down to Earth, it might make you think of an important omen. However, this particular light had something genuinely strange and unsettling about it, causing many to feel it was not a good sign. The phenomenon occurred over a city in Mexico, and those who filmed it believed it was a bad omen. Initially, they thought it might be a special type of light or a visual effect, but its eerie quality suggested otherwise. Upon closer inspection, you can see an object at the center of the light, perhaps a UFO or some kind of extraterrestrial being. Hogwarts in the sky in China. We've often thought J.K. Rowling was just having fun with us, but recently an image made us reconsider. A structure resembling Hogwarts appeared in the sky over Jiangnan, China. Visitors, or muggles, were astonished by the sight. Some began to wonder if magical schools like Hogwarts might actually exist, only invisible to us. However, the reality might be much simpler. The castle in the sky could be an illusion or a real building with distinctive towers, reflected due to dense fog. Strange halo over South Korea. In 2018, residents of South Korea witnessed a remarkable sight that left them in awe. A video capturing this phenomenon quickly spread on social media. The video showed a massive halo in the sky, leading many to think it might be a gateway to another world. What made it even more intriguing were the small glowing orbs flying around the circle. Even more fascinating, there were two halos, each surrounded by moving glowing orbs. Some speculate this could be a secret military project,